Hey guys, this is Trent again, and I'm here to talk to you guys about a brand new toy that I just got yesterday before going out on the road for the Opera Tour. Now, for a while I've had the Nokia N800 tablet for the internet. It's pretty much a good, robust device, for surfing the net. Not bad at all. You have your regular touch screen here. You've got your navigation controls here, up, right, left, down, and the select key in the center. You've got the back button for navigating through the internet. Then you've got the menu button in the center, and at the bottom you've got the swap key, which pretty much, I think, brings you back home. I didn't really spend much time with this device. Even though the front here has basically a metallic appearance, and it feels pretty sleek and it feels metallic to my fingertips, what I noticed about the back of the N800 is that it's very plasticky, which isn't that big of a deal, but it just makes it feel cheaper than what it actually is, in my opinion. On the N800, you have the stylus here, which isn't bad at all. It's a very usable, reliable stylus, very thick. It's plastic with like a little metal tip here at the top, and then there's a tip here to do all of your navigating on the touch screen. And next to that, you have your 3.5 millimeter headphone port, and you have your charging port, and then beneath that, you have your mini USB port for connecting your device to a computer. What you can do here is that with an SD card slot here, you can increase the memory capacity. The N800 takes a regular size SD card, which is exactly what this is. Because not only does it have one SD card here at the bottom, it also has a second SD card right next to the battery, inside the device. If you could take a look here, this is the area where the second SD card would sit. So with this slot for one SD card up to 8 gigs, and with the slot down here at the bottom, you can enable the device to have up to 16 gigs worth of storage space. And that, my friends, is a huge advantage over the N810. Now at the top here, you're going to see some buttons here. You're going to have the zoom buttons, the plus and minus sign, meaning zooming in and zooming out. And in the center here, you have the button that enables you to have a full screen view of whatever application you're in. And then next to that, of course, is the power button. Now, another feature is that on the side here, you have the camera, a webcam that pretty much can be tilted in any direction. That's pretty much it for the N800. I ended up getting the new N810 Internet Tablet, and here it is. As you can see, in comparison with the N800, it's much more slimmer than the N800. And then the first thing that I noticed when I brought it out of the box was that it has more of a metallic feel to it all around. Not just on the front, but along the sides and also on the back here. As you can see, it's a very cool metallic look that it's got going on here throughout the whole device. Very unique to this version of the Internet tablet is the QWERTY keypad. Now, the QWERTY keypad is very neat. I've used it for a while in the past couple days, and it's pretty much very reliable. The QWERTY keypad is very good, and it has a very good tactile feedback to it. I was worried at first that it would have a similar feedback like that of the E90, but it really doesn't. It has a good feedback to it. So I'm very glad that they've improved the keyboard in this manner for the second version of the Internet tablet here. Alongside that, you have the navigational directional keypad with the selector key in the middle, and then down below that, you have the drop-down menu button. You have the front-facing camera, which is now on the front part of the device instead of off to the side like on the N800. And below that, you have two buttons. This button here is the back button, which is much like the back button on the N800. And then this button here, I believe, is the swap button. I'm not too sure. At the top here, you have the usual controls that you find in the N800. You have the zoom keys here, one for zooming in and the other one for zooming out. And next to that, you have the full screen button that enables a full screen view of whatever application you happen to be in. In the middle here, you have the ubiquitous power key. And a new addition to this internet tablet is that you have what's called a lock key. If you take a close look at this button here, you'll see that there is a padlock symbol on the button. Now what happens is when you pretty much take the button and slide it in one direction one time, it pretty much lets you know that the touchscreen and the keypad is locked. And then when you do it again, it unlocks it. Touchscreen and keys are now active. So that's pretty much a hold key or hold switch, whatever you want to call it. Next to the hold switch, you pretty much have your stylus that comes with this version of the internet tablet. You have your port for a mini SD card. Instead of a regular SD card like the N800, the N810 only is compatible with mini SD cards like this one here. It's a bit smaller than the SD card and a little bit bigger than the micro SD. You have a latch for the battery. When you pretty much push this forward like so, it unlocks the entire back panel of the battery so that Now, the only downside of the N810 in comparison with the old N800 is the fact that the N800 gives you more potential for storage capacity. Now, the N800 has 2 SD card slots, while the N810 only has 1 SD card slot here at the bottom. Now, the SD card slot that you remembered next to the battery on the N800, what Nokia has done is they've replaced that with an internal flash drive of 2 gigs. So you automatically have 2 gigs of internal storage memory in the N810 when you get it out of the box.